Hello and welcome back to another episode of Horror Fever. I'm Danielle.
I'm Mikey.
And today we're going to do the first horror movie recap. And we've chose the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003. And I'm going to tell Mikey a couple little fun facts that he probably doesn't know. I know you don't know them.
I really don't. I've probably watched this maybe twice.
Okay, well this is one of my favorite movies. So I've seen it
3
quite a
times
bit.
actually.
This movie was released in October of 2003. And it was directed by Marcus Nespel. I guess that's how you say his name. And it was his directorial debut. It grossed $107 million on a $9 million budget. And it was not well received. It has, let me go check. People hate it.
See why the rating was bad on it. I enjoyed it. It was really good.
I think it's because it's a remake. And people do not take well to remakes for some odd reason. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 37%, and then even on Letterboxd it has 3.1 stars out of 173,000 reviews.
Deserves more than that.
I agree.
I enjoyed it. At least, I don't know, it might not be a 10, but at least like a 6 or 7.
I put this in my top 10 favorite movies. I really do like it, and I know this is going to be controversial. I don't care for the first one.
I didn't really enjoy the original as much. I mean, I do like originals more, but for this original, I wasn't a big fan of it.
I don't care for the first one. And I can remember whenever I was a child, my mom, because I would watch this all the time, and she would say, well, if you think this is scary, you should watch the original. And then I watched the original with her, and she was like, this movie was so scary. Like, I got up she watched it in the theaters when it came out, and she was like, I got up and I walked out of there. It was so scary. And then I watched it and I'm laughing.
It's not that scary.
I think it was because it was the furniture that was made out of the teeth and stuff because of the Ed Gein. Yeah.
It's not really the film, but it was the fact that he's literally chasing you down with a chainsaw. That's what's scary about it. And
I also don't like chainsaws. If you chase me with a chainsaw, I'm giving up. So
chainsaws really, I mean, they are pretty scary.
They are. They're really
even
loud.
when I do haunted houses and stuff, those actually get me sometimes.
That's why I don't go to haunted houses.
I love them.
The film was made in Austin, Texas, and it took them around 40 days to make it. The person that narrates this movie also was the narrator for the original movie. And I didn't know that until I didn't ever pay attention because I don't care about the first one. The original actor for Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen, was offered the role of a trucker at the end of the movie. I'm assuming whenever Aaron finds the guy, to like help her.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's not him?
No, he declined. But he did appear in the 2013 one. I don't know what his role was.
I didn't watch it. I don't think I've...
Yeah, you did. It was the 3D one.
I can't remember it much.
Where she's like,
yeah, okay.
Do it, cousin, or whatever. It's stupid shit.
My favorite's Pretty Woman. It's the only one I like.
So Brett Wagner was cast in the role of this Leatherface for 2003. And he got heat stroke the first day of filming. And then he was fired because they were like, you've lied about your abilities and what you're able to do. But he only has one scene in this movie, and it's the kill with the sledgehammer.
The main first of the film.
Yeah, that's Brett Wagner. The first kill, essentially, is him. And then for the rest of the movie, it's Andrew Barinsky. And he is like a bodybuilder guy. So
he's huge.
He ate nothing but white bread and brisket to get up to 300 pounds for the role. And then they also made him wear a fat suit. So he weighed 420 pounds for this role. He doesn't look that big to me.
He's pretty buff.
I mean,
I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't realize. Sometimes you can tell if an actor is bigger from a stunt double or something. They're always different in sizes. But I guess I didn't really catch on to that. I would have probably never known that, actually.
Well, you also really don't get to see Leatherface in a full way. This movie is about him, but his scenes are so small.
Heat stroke. That would have been insane. I'd imagine so. I mean, it's hot. Texas is hot anyway.
Yeah, you're filming in the summer in Texas.
Run around with a chainsaw.
But he was also the Leatherface in the 2006 sequel, which we will add that one on the list too, but I did not really care for that.
He did an amazing job.
Could you wear a fat suit and do your cosplay?
Someday I want to do Leatherface.
You do not have the body type.
I want to do Pretty Woman. That's the only one I want to do.
But is he like...
He's not that big.
Medium build?
He's about my size. It's really basic. Everything's basic.
Anyway, are you ready to talk about the movie and to recap and review this movie?
Let's do it.
The movie starts out and it's like a found footage, black and white showcase, all kinds of evidence, and it's like body parts, weird weapons. And then it says that you're about to see a story about something that happened to 5 young people. It shows that there's a cop and he's going down these little steps, and he says it's August 20th, 1973. He's like, this is where the first victim was found.
I like the found footage stuff, especially the first, which shows the evidence. It kind of reminds me of Bride of Chucky. The beginning of that, where it shows like slashers that show the evidence locker.
They show that there's like scratches down the walls, and he says there's a fingernail embedded in the wall.
Somebody forgot to clip their fingernails.
No, that
wouldn't have come off.
Makes me fucking sick. If I think about somebody losing their fingernail, that makes me sick. Fingernail horror really creeps me out. I don't like that. It kind of shuts off after that, and we get introduced to a group of young people. And it says this was 2 days prior. So it says August 18th, 1973. Erin is our main character, and that's played by Jessica Biel.
Done a fantastic job.
And this was actually, apparently this was her first movie to get out of being in TV shows, because she was in some big TV show. I don't know what it was. And she wanted do this to be taken more seriously as an actress, and I think she did a great job. I'm so sorry to say this, but I did not write down the rest of the actors and actresses' names.
I got them.
I mean, I have their character names, but I don't know who plays them. Besides the girl that plays Pepper, I'm pretty positive she was also in Wrong Turn 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was the girl that had... I could be wrong on that. I'm going to look it up first.
I don't recognize any of them. I think Kemper's my favorite.
He is aggravating.
I like Kemper. He's my favorite one.
Yes, she is the same girl in Wrong Turn 2. Her name is Erica Learson? I don't know. She's also the girl from Blair Witch 2. So yeah, I do recognize her.
Wrong Turn.
Wrong Turn 2, where they're on the reality show, and she's the girl that has the cool hair. It's like black and blonde. She's
I don't even remember Wrong Turn 2.
Oh, well,
it's been a while.
So anyway, Kemper is Erin's boyfriend. Morgan and Andy, those are both men. And then Pepper is a hitchhiker that they literally just picked up yesterday. In the opening scenes, her and Andy are being really fucking gross in the car, and I think that doing that in front of your friends is just gross.
It's odd. It's weird.
But also, I mean, Pepper doesn't know them, so I guess it's not that weird for her. But also, you just met that man. Let's chill out a little bit. They learn that they're on their way to a Leonard Skinner concert. They're just having like typical friend conversations.
I love the opening for that. Playing Sweet Home Alabama. I love that.
It's just very 70s. And they're also in like is that like a Volkswagen van? It's just very 70s. Some kind of little
like
van.
Really beat down too. I love that.
So as they're having these little conversations, Erin mentions that she really wants to be engaged. Like she really wants him to propose to her. And then Kemper is like, well, maybe someday. They're also like smoking weed in the car, and Erin does not approve of this. She throws it out the window. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you threw it out the window. And then Morgan's like, well, it's not like we don't have a piñata full of weed back here. So then we learn that they just come from Mexico to get weed.
That's pretty smart.
No, it's not.
I mean,
that would not make it past customs now. That would not cross the border.
Why not?
In the 70s, maybe? Because nowadays, they have drug dogs now.
Oh, yeah, true.
I don't think they had that back then. I think in the 70s, you could shoot somebody and they wouldn't do anything about it.
It's a smart, at least.
No.
A cool idea, maybe.
Honestly, these people love to be kissing because now they're distracted. Kemper and Erin are kissing, and they almost hit a woman walking in the middle of the road.
And you get a hotel room or something.
We pick up hitchhikers, whatever, so they stop. And Erin keeps asking this girl if she's okay, and she's like disheveled. She's dirty. She looks like she's been crying. She looks very sick. And they keep asking her if she's okay, but she just will not talk to them.
They always pick up hitchhikers.
What? Again, back in the 70s.
Well, yeah, but it never ends well. Every time you pick up a hitchhiker, they either kill you, rob you, or something's going to happen. It never fails. The
way that things were normalized in the 70s and 60s needs to be studied. Back then, if somebody come and knocked on the door, they would just let them in. Like, how do you think that's when the most prolific serial killers were out, was back then, because people just let people in their houses or they didn't lock their doors. That needs to be studied.
Now it's hard to do that now because there's so many cameras and stuff.
Double-edged sword on the surveillance. So they're still trying to help this girl, and she's like mumbling that she needs to get away and that she wants to go home. So they take her and they put her in their van. And I think this is funny, but they put her in the back seat, in the bench seat by herself. They literally are all crowded in front of her, like just staring at her like she's poisonous or something.
I said it'd been awkward for me if like somebody picked me up and they're just constantly staring at me, a whole group of people. I don't even know.
I mean, she's just sitting there crying. Like, she's literally just crying her eyes out, and they're just staring at her.
Get her a damn tissue.
So they're like, hey, what is your name? And all she says is they're all dead. Hey, guess what? You're getting out of my car.
I'd kick her ass out.
Like, hey, get out of here. Like, what do you mean they're all dead? So they're kind of freaked out, and they keep driving, and the girl looks up from crying, and she sees that they're passing like a meat factory. And that girl starts freaking out, screaming at them that they're going the wrong way. She jumps up to like jerk the wheel.
Must be her ex. That's where she, her ex-employee or ex-employer. That's where she used to work, and they fired her.
If I got fired from my job and we passed it, I'd act the same way.
It is. She's having PTSD.
So they stop the van, and she's like still crying, and she's like, I can't go back there. And she's just completely inconsolable. And she's saying stuff like, he's a bad man. I can't go back there. She lays down on her legs to start crying. And she pulls a gun out of her cooter cat. And then she says, you're all gonna die. So they're like, oh my God. And then she just shoots herself right in the head.
How did she
fit that up in there?
That would hurt.
That would hurt.
The hammer and stuff at the back of the gun, the chamber. Those guns that she uses really big too.
Well,
that would hurt. You can't even shove it in the front of your pants to conceal it.
Yeah, I don't know how that was possible. And also, she was walking in the road. Like, how did it not fall out? It's such a weird. I understand the little bitty details on how people are like, this movie sucks, unless she had it in her underwear. But it was pretty much implied that she pulled it out of her hoo-ha.
I don't see how she did it.
So, I don't know. I could not have done that. But I will say that I think that this is a really nice camera work angle, because as soon as she shoots herself, like, the camera pans to all the people screaming, everybody in the car screaming, and then the camera rolls through the back of her head, like through the bullet hole. It goes through there, and then it goes out the window. And I think that is such a cool shot.
You don't see that in many horror films either.
No. As far as I know, I've not seen that in any other horror film that I've watched. I mean, I'm sure there could be one I've not seen.
That's what I'm saying. They should have better reviews. I think it should have done a little better. You just can't please a lot of people.
They get out of the car. They're kind of like trying to catch their breath. They're freaking out. Pepper has brain matter on her shoulder, and she's like freaking the fuck out. And then I think this is so stupid, because men are talking about like, hey, we need to go find the cops, whatever. And then Morgan is freaking out because he's like, hey, we have pot in this car, and like, we have a dead body. Like, we don't need to be calling the police. So then Kemper gets the piñata and throws it into the field. And then if you pay attention on this, when Kemper throws it out there, like, you don't see anybody else in the shot with him. But then like a few shots later, Aaron is in that field where he just threw it. But she wasn't there before, and he walks over. Yes, he walks over to her. She turns her back to him, and he literally is like, I'm sorry about the weed, pretty much. Like, that's not your biggest problem.
Don't worry about the weed too much.
You just watched a woman shoot herself from a gun she pulled out of her hoo-ha, and you're worried about weed? I think you have bigger fish to fry.
There's a lot more to worry about than weed at this point.
Also, I already told you this, but I wanted to make a note of it, that whenever they drive away, the window bullet hole is a circle in every other shot, but in this one, it's a half circle.
They seen that, they're like, oh, fuck it.
See, like, we have the movie playing in the background right now. See how it's a circle?
Yeah.
Whenever they drove off, it wasn't. Also, when the girl...
Is it like a square or something?
When the girl originally shot herself and showed the bullet exit the back of the car, it was the shot from the half circle, too. So it's changed. It did change twice. I just noticed stuff like that.
Somebody's just too lazy to fix that.
Like,
hell with it. Keep it in there. Nobody's going to notice.
Yeah, well, I noticed. Danielle notices.
I think they do that sometimes on purpose.
Also, I think this movie has a couple like comedic relief things, because something that I always found funny is Pepper's like very adamant that she's not getting back in that fucking van. And then the next scene is literally them driving off. Like, as soon as she says that, they drive off. She's in the van with them. So I just always thought that was funny. So now they're driving off, and they have put a rag over the girl's face. And Pepper is in there spraying air freshener. Where did she get air freshener?
It's not going to cover up no smell.
So they're driving by, and they see a sign for a gas station. They go in, and they tell the cashier, like, Kemper's like, hey, we need to report a suicide. Why are you telling her that? What is she going to do? It's a gas station.
I wouldn't even said anything. I would have said, hey, I need to use the phone to call the sheriff.
You would say, hey, can I use your phone? I need to call the police. Why would you go? He goes and he says, hey, we need to report a suicide. This is an old woman, and she's standing there with her nasty ass pigs.
If I walked into a gas station and seen pig heads in there with blood and flies and stuff all of them, I would get the hell out of there.
I'm not going to be buying anything there.
Be nasty.
So she calls the police, and it seems like nobody's calling 911. Like, it's like a dial phone, but she's like dialing for forever.
I hate those phones.
She makes a note to the police that she's talking to that there's 6 of them, including the dead one. So it's like odd telling them how many there are. Like, what does that matter? But then she also asks Kemper, like, where did you say you found her again? And he gets an attitude. He's like, we've already told you this. She eventually just tells the sheriff, like, you can just ask them yourself. And then she tells them that the sheriff wants to meet them at the old Crawford Mill to make the report.
Oh, that's sketchy.
And then they're all confused because that is very odd. But they also get mad at that old lady. And it's like, it's not her fault. It's not her fault at all. Why are you mad at her? She's just relaying the messages.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have told her nothing. I need a phone. I gave her too much information.
Here's another thing where it's like an inconsistency in filming is they drive off and it shows like the back of the car on the inside. And the dead girl's hair is a different color.
Shit. Had to switch out.
And also, this is just a note in the storyline. They did not ask for directions to go to this mill. They're in a town that they do not know. They've never been here. They're driving up through Mexico to go to a concert. How did they know where to go where the mill is? We do not see them ask for directions. This is the 70s. There's no GPS. They don't have a map. Nothing. They just take off and they know exactly where to go.
I didn't pay no attention to that. That is true. Just guessed.
No, there's no way.
Did it show any signs or anything?
No.
They just went straight to it.
Yeah, they went straight to it. The next shot is them pulling up to it.
I didn't pay attention to it.
You very easily could have just give them like, hey, this is the directions on how to get there. Now they're at the mill and the sheriff isn't there. So they have this conversation where Morgan is like, let's just drop her body off right here. Kemper is like, let's just vote on it. So all the men vote to leave her, obviously. Aaron and Pepper are like, no, she's got a family somewhere that are going to want her back. Like, we need to wait for the sheriff. For some reason, they're in an area with their car and they walk off to a completely new part of the mill. Why did they walk over there? They walk over there and sit down. Could have stayed where they were and waited, but they walked off.
That is right.
That made no sense to me.
They weren't even at the mill, was they? They were at a shed.
They were at they were at the mill, but they walked off to a shed. Like, they walked to a completely different area and then sit down to talk. You were sitting down the other place talking.
For the sheriff.
There's also like a bunch of baby dolls around this area that conjoined with other pieces. Like, one of them has like antlers for arms.
That was crazy.
And
that's creepy.
You can see that there's like people's glasses. They've made something with it. They're standing there talking, and Pepper and Morgan both see somebody walk by inside the shed. So Erin takes in after it because she's like, you're just trying to scare me into leaving. Like, nobody's there. They're walking off and she starts screaming because she hears something in a locker. And they open it. It's this big dramatic thing and it's a possum. And then they hear something moving somewhere else. And that's whenever they see that there's this little boy sitting up against a wall.
Little boy's scary as hell. He looks like from The Wrong Turn.
He is the little boy.
Those teeth. Those nasty teeth.
He is from The Ring.
Is he for real?
That's Aiden from The Ring.
I don't remember him. He's creepy.
Yeah, he does a really good job at playing creepy. Really good job at playing really weird, creepy child. So he asked them what they did to that girl, and they're like, we didn't do anything. She did that to herself. But he is like dirty. He's grimy, dirty, gross little child. And he makes them promise that they won't hurt him. And then you can see where, like, around where he's sitting, there are more dolls and there's like people's glasses and stuff. We learn in this clip that like he's making those dolls because he's hanging out in that shed.
I think that's where he sleeps.
Yeah, he's got like a little area out there. The little boy's name is Jedediah. From the original movie, the name of Leatherface was speculated to be Jedediah. That's like a callback to the original.
Really?
It's Jedediah Sawyer. So I think that's a little Easter egg on that.
So that's something for people that watch this that knows about the original. They just throw it in there for people to catch on to.
Yeah, it's like a little...
like the fans.
Little Easter egg. Jedediah tells them that the sheriff is at home getting drunk and the road doesn't go there, but that he can like show them how to get there. Aaron and Kemper walk through the woods to go there, but the little boy's not with them. So did he say just walk through the woods until you find something? And they're in like these really like creepy woods, and it seems like it takes forever for them to walk.
I don't see why they're just randomly walking. I didn't understand that. They don't know where they're going, but they're just going this like walk through the woods.
Again, it was the 70s.
Oh yeah.
People back then were a different breed than we are now. Like, we're way more reserved as a society.
We depend on GPS and maps.
But that too, but we believe in stranger danger and not just blindly believe in people.
They have no bug spray. I think I got ticks or anything on them.
If you walked through woods right now, you would have ticks all over you. And then you would have alpha-gal. So now the rest of the adults are at the meal and they catch Jedediah taking a stick and lifting up that dead woman's arm. And he's like messing with her. And I just thought I
would be that way. I would poke it too.
Oh my God. Well, Andy calls him a sick little mutant. So I guess he's calling you one too.
Did you see Andy? Did you notice where he takes the stick from him and he hits him in the back? I think he smacks him in the butt or something, almost.
Yeah, make him stop, like take the stick from him, but don't hit him. That's a little crazy. Also, we didn't touch on the fact that the actor that plays Morgan is literally the guy from Halloween Ends. That's his dad or something. That's his twin. That's Corey. It looks just like him.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant he plays in Halloween Ends.
No, that's his twin. So now we have Aaron and Kemper have made it to what is labeled as a sheriff's house. And it's like one of them really old, creepy ass houses. It's just a white house with like paint chipping off.
I would love to have it. I will live in it.
That house is actually real, and you can visit it, not like go up to it, but you can pass by it because they have fences. No, they have fences all around. Wow. Don't you remember that year that I had all those Valentine's Day things made? I had one made. Somebody made it in front of.
I think they were close to it though.
In this house, there's an old man in a wheelchair, and he's got a mangy little white dog. And he comes out, and he's like, "The sheriff doesn't live here, but I can call him for you."
That old man needs to take a bath.
Yes, he is dirty.
He is filthy.
It's so funny that you say that because my note says that he is grimy, but then I got tickled because whenever he first walks into his house, he's like, "Wipe your feet. I like to keep a clean house."
Look at him.
You, sir, are.
He's brushed his teeth and he's get some wipes and clean his face.
I'm sure you can smell him before you even get inside that door.
Nasty looking old man. Wipe your feet, but look at me. I've probably not took a bath in like 2 months. But wipe your feet, please.
He is
somebody
gross.
Tell him wipe his feet.
And he's all sweaty. He don't have feet.
He ain't got no feet.
He literally, by the way, he's like an amputee. He's missing his legs from the knees down. And we really don't get any clarification on that. But I could be wrong, but again, I'm not like a fan of the original, but like, isn't that one of the characters where like the original Leatherface like cut his family's legs off? Like, isn't that like a thing? Am I wrong?
Is he in the original? Is he dead?
Who?
Grandpa. Isn't he the grandpa in the original? I thought he's dead in the original.
No, the grandpa, I don't know.
There's a dinner scene where he's at the table and he's dead.
Well, in the game, you have to feed him blood. Oh, yeah. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I'm so sorry to the horror lovers that love the original Texas Chainsaw, but like maybe I need to give it another chance. But I just don't know anything about it.
I know some of the originals is good, some's not. It just depends. Just like the remakes are better than the originals are better than the remakes. It just depends on what.
Like Mikey wants to do the original Halloween, and I would literally rather pull my teeth out by myself.
The original Halloween is awesome. It's not.
It's not. I'm so sorry.
I'm a fan of the trilogy.
I am too. Now, I'm only really a fan of Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills is better.
But I don't know.
The original's awesome. It's just.
I just don't enjoy how movies were made back then. Like, I just don't enjoy it. The storyline could be perfect, and I just don't enjoy it. I don't know.
Well, the original Halloween it's awesome. It's just more based on like suspense, pretty much, is what makes it the best.
I don't know. I
also comes out of the shadows.
I might be married to Michael Myers, but I just really do not enjoy Michael Myers all that much. I'm
not nowhere near Michael Myers.
Yes, you are.
I do pretty good at him though.
Okay, so anyway, this old man will not let Kemper into the house, and he also will not let her call 911. He dials the number for her, but he doesn't dial 911. Again, it's one of those old rotary phones, and he is dialing a bunch of numbers himself.
So you can't fight off an old man in a wheelchair. I would take the back of the wheelchair, push him out of the way, and lock his wheelchair. I'd put a stick between his wheels so he can't move.
Well, I don't think it's that dire of a situation yet.
Well, no, but if you're trying to get to the phone to call a sheriff to report a dead body, you got an old man in a wheelchair, just push him away.
Okay, so now we're back at the mill, and we see the sheriff pull up, and that car has a busted headlight. And I know this is the 70s or whatever, but like, I feel like the sheriff should not have a busted up car. It should be a good car. So that to me is a red flag.
You get a ticket nowadays for a busted taillight.
Well, yeah.
He can ride around with a busted headlight.
Well, he's the sheriff. He's the one that gives the tickets.
He's an asshole.
And that is an exceptional actor, and I hate that he's no longer with us. But
I don't think they could have got a better actor than him.
No, the sheriff.
Part. He plays in what's that movie? I can't remember. I can't think of it. Where they're in the army,
like the heavy metal jacket,
yeah, it's heavy metal jacket.
Something like that.
That's where I know him from. He does so well with those parts. They picked the perfect guy for the sheriff, especially a horror movie.
It's Arlie Ermy.
He played a great. He done awesome.
Okay, I did not know this about him, but he was an actual Marine drill instructor.
Yeah.
That's why he plays these roles so well, I feel like. It's Full Metal Jacket, by the way.
What? We said heavy metal? Oh my God. My apologies.
He was also the plastic army man in Toy Story?
Yeah.
What?
I think every movie he done, it was a sergeant.
Yeah, he always had some kind of like army role, like cop, something like that where he could be a hard ass. This is something that you probably might not have picked up on, but I listened to literally everything. And the sound whenever he opens his car door is the same sound from the car doors in Vice City.
Just like the sound they use for like the doors opening.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they use it in this.
I'm sure they do, but now it's the same car door sound, and that got me tickled a little bit.
Why can't they just actually use a sound?
You would be really surprised to learn that almost all sounds in movies are like after the fact. It's all post production.
A sound like a voiceover.
Like when they're editing, they edit the movie together, and then somebody watches the movie, and actor is walking. They make the sounds of them walking.
Oh yeah, they use like dirt and belts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now we're back at this movie does this a lot. And usually I don't like this about movies, but I give this one a pass. But it does that thing where it's the same timeline, but it shows you what one set of characters is going through versus what the other's going through. So it keeps giving you like flash forwards, and then you not necessarily flash back in time, but you flash back to like the other set. So now we're back with Aaron at the house, and then we're going to go back to the mill in a few minutes. Like, it just keeps doing that back and forth.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I don't necessarily like that about a lot of movies, but
Confuses me.
I don't know. I like this movie.
Just don't like paying attention to one scene and see what's going on, and then it switches back to something else, and it goes back to them.
That's what this is doing.
I'd rather for it to just give it to y'all at once.
So Erin is now done with her phone call, and we hear her mention that it'll be like 30 minutes, and she goes to leave. The man in the wheelchair is like calling for her help, and we see that he's like toppled over into the bathroom. He's like emptying I think it's like a catheter or something. He's like, can you help me, like pick me up off the floor? And then as this is happening, we see somebody walk behind them. It's a shadow of somebody walking behind them.
How do they not hear that?
The old man, like, he sees it, and he knows that somebody's back there, and he keeps making it harder, like on purpose for her to pick him up. Like he's also groping her. He's rubbing on her ass. He's being gross. We see that Kemper is like outside, and he's getting tired of this. So he walks in. So now we're back at the mill. This sheriff does not have good bedside manner at all. He literally tells that guy, he's like, get the fuck out of my way so he can get the body. And then he picks up the gun that this girl had shot herself with, and he smells it.
Yeah, he's weird.
So, but hold on a minute. They did not tell him where it had been. So why did he smell it? That makes you think he knew that
she escaped. Did she not escape from somewhere?
You're getting ahead of yourself. You're doing that too much.
But it's obvious
Well, yeah, it gives you little clues for you to be like, these people know something. Now Kemper is inside the house, and again, this old man is like, I keep a clean house, and there are fucking pigs walking around in that house.
Place is disgusting. Did you see outside the house eating stuff? Or did you see the inside the house and him saying, "Oh, you gotta wipe your feet"?
It's funny. It's like a comedic thing. It's like comedic relief. Also, he's in the room, and there's like a bunch of sewing materials. So somebody's running an Etsy shop in there. Somebody has got them an Etsy shop put up, and
better be making some good money.
As he's looking like through a door, there's like a TV on, and he's looking through the door, like kind of watching the TV. And Leatherface comes up behind him and hits him with a sledgehammer. And then he drags him out of the room into another room, and he slams the door. And then that old man and Aaron are still in the bathroom, and that old man is smiling whenever he hears this. And then Aaron hears this, so she walks off. But before we get to that, we go back to the sheriff at the mill.
If Kemper didn't make so much noise, he would probably known he was not in there. Did he not like
No, he wasn't making noise. Like
he knocked stuff over. Did he not knock something over?
No, that was Andy later. Andy does that later.
Oh yeah, okay. I got him mixed up.
But also, I wanted to say something. Kemper was being really quiet watching this TV show, and I know the TV was kind of loud.
Was he not hollering for Aaron? Am I wrong?
I
think he was yelling for Aaron.
But the thing is how do you not hear a 420-pound man walking up behind you in a rickety ass house? Them floorboards are creaking. They don't even hear him walk. They don't hear him walking up behind them, and him with a sledgehammer that probably weighs another 30 pounds, and you don't hear this man walking on these old floors. There's no way.
If somebody walks behind me, my floor is squeaky, I would have instantly.
Mikey, you also are.
Oh, you can't hear me coming.
You can't hear Mikey walk, by the way. But I'm telling you, he is like a cat. What do they call it? A cat burglar. You literally are so quiet on your feet, and you are 6'1".
I was once told I'd be a great robber.
You would. You don't know you're in the room. You do not know you're in the room until you speak, and that is so creepy to me. You're weird.
I'm just quiet.
That's weird.
I'm not heavy foot.
How do you not do that? Like, how do you just walk?
I don't know. I'm good.
You must be walking on your tiptoes or something.
I guess why I'm so good with doing Myers, because I can just, I don't know. I'm really quiet.
So now we're back at the meal, and this sheriff is so unprofessional because he brings out saran wrap, and he says they need to wrap her up, and then he makes a comment that she's a pretty little thing.
Like grab her breasts and stuff too.
Yeah, he's like, I loved picking up these little fillies back in the day. I'd caught me a fill every now and then. That's gross.
Nasty.
But then he demands for Andy to help wrap her. And then Andy's like, I don't want to. And then the sheriff is like, she ain't gonna bite you. She's deader than a goddamn doornail. And he tells him to pick her up. And then we see that Jedediah is like peeking through the bullet hole in the back window. He's just being very gross. And he asked them boys like what they've been doing to her body.
There was like 3 of them and 1 of him. If I've seen a sheriff doing that, I would at least try to stop him.
Well, the thing is I understand what you're saying.
They must not thought about anything, do they?
There's 3 men, and you're like, why are you molesting this dead body? Like, this is gross. But also, they think he's the cop. They think he's the sheriff.
But he shouldn't be. Like, if I see a cop like touching a dead body's breast and stuff, I would at least question him about it. I just watched him like.
I know, but you also have to remember it's one of those things where it's like, I get what you're saying, but in their situation, if we say something to him, he's already acting unhinged. He's going to do something to us.
Yeah, it is true.
So it's like, do you just, what situation? And also you have to remember those men that are watching they're watching him do this. They wanted to drop her body off and not do nothing. So they don't care if she's being groped or not. So now we're back at the house, and Erin is walking around looking for Kemper. And then as she's walking around, she notices there's like a peephole in the wall. She keeps asking the old man, like, where is Kemper? And he's like, he's not in my house. Very adamant that he's not there. And then that peephole also, when she's looking at it, it moves. That's how she notices it, because somebody's looking at her through it. And then it moves and she sees it.
Was it Leatherface?
Yeah. She leaves. And she's like walking off, and she's kind of pissed because she's blaming Kemper. She's like, I can't believe him. Like, she thinks he just left her there. And then we feel that way. We see that Leatherface is peeking at her through the window of the house as she's walking away. First of all,
why didn't he go after her?
I don't think I automatically would have assumed that you were fucking with me and left me there. I know this is not real, but like, if you have a boyfriend and you're in the house with like this random old man, and then your boyfriend just suddenly disappears, and you're like, I can't believe he would just leave me here. You need a new boyfriend, first of all, if he would do that. Why are you even with that man if you think he would leave you alone with a stranger like that? That's just, for her to automatically assume he left me is crazy behavior.
If you left me in a house, knowing that I was in there with some creepy ass old man in a wheelchair, looks like I've not took a bath in 3 months, I'd be pissed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does she just assume he left her? Why is that the first thing she assumes?
I guess I didn't think about the situation.
But also, it just shows, like, was he even a good boyfriend to begin with?
Oh, yeah, true.
Because I know your character, and I would not assume that you left me alone with an old man, because you wouldn't do that to me. If I turn around and you're gone, I know something's happened. You won't even leave me alone in a Walmart aisle.
No.
So, like, I know you've not left me in the house with this old man.
People makes me nervous.
So
I have anxiety.
You're very protective that way. And
where was he when she walked inside? Where was he? Outside?
He was outside on the porch. He's gone now, and she's like, I can't believe he would do this. You need to find a new man. Now we're back with the sheriff, and the sheriff is now making Morgan and Andy take the body back to his car. And Pepper makes a remark where she's like, this is wrong. And the sheriff is like, I have more respect for dead bodies than the next person. And I always thought that this was so funny. And then he gets mad at Andy and Morgan because they're putting the car in the back seat. And he's like, get that nasty thing out of my car and put it in the trunk. And I just always thought that was funny because he was like, I have more respect. Then he calls it nasty because he doesn't want it in his car.
He was touching it.
Exactly. Like, it's
so
just,
he can touch
funny.
A dead body with blood and stuff, but he can't put it in his... He had it wrapped up with plastic wrap, so what would it have mattered?
It's just funny. It's so funny. So now we get this scene where we see Leatherface, and he's in his little studio, his little Etsy studio.
He was making some stuff for his Etsy shop.
He's making stuff for his Etsy shop, and there's just like a bunch of nasty stuff all over.
That was a cool scene.
These tables. He is at this sewing machine. He is getting it. And also, I want to say he's got a water leak. There is water dripping all over the place. It's dripping off the ceiling. There's puddles in the floor. Like, he is flooded out.
He needs to call somebody to fix
He
those
needs
pipes.
to call the water company and a plumber because he has got a water leak. And we see that he's cutting...
Too busy with his Etsy shop.
He's cutting Kemper's shirt off of him with scissors. There's like a person's whole entire head in a bowl on a table. There is a bunch of teeth, and Leatherface is picking up like these meat hooks. Then we get a cut back to the sheriff, and he's driving through the grass, and his trunk is open. They closed the trunk. They closed it whenever that he left. Now it's open. So where's the body? He's got, from the time he left until we seen him, he's got rid of it somewhere.
I didn't pay attention to that. I miss detail.
I don't.
I'm not good with detail.
I mean, I miss some
everything.
stuff.
Like the window thing, I missed that.
So now we're back at the mill, and Pepper wants to clean the van for Kemper. The boys are like, well, you can do it, but like, we're not. Like, feel free. And then Erin walks back up, and she's like, the sheriff will be here in 30 minutes. And they're like, girlfriend, he already came. He thought Kemper was back at the mill with them, but he's not. So now they're like, oh, we can't find him. So then they randomly start hearing horn blow. And so they take off toward the sound. First of all, why are you doing that?
I would have not even went nowhere near that sound. That made no sense.
So they find this old car, and it's got there's been a stick intentionally put between the seat and the car horn to make it go off.
Who would have done that? You think the sheriff done it? No?
I assumed it was the little boy.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
To lure him away from it because of what they find in just a minute. I think he wanted them to see that, but he didn't want to be responsible for giving it to him because, like, he didn't want to get in trouble. So they're doing that. They take the stick out, and then Andy looks down on the ground, and he picks up a retainer that's got somebody's teeth in it.
I seen that. I would immediately just left.
And the only person that has a reaction that's valid is Pepper. She literally starts screaming. She's like, that's somebody's fucking teeth, isn't it? And they all tell her to calm down.
So boy was pretty much trying to hint around to get out of there.
Well, I mean, I don't know who done it. We never get clarification on it. That's what I assume. Because, okay, so what happens is Morgan walks by and he reaches into a hole trunk of a car and he starts pretending that something's got him. And so he's like, I need help, whatever, but he's like fucking with him. But he ends up pulling out a jar. And this jar has a bunch of it's like yellow liquid. I assumed it's piss, but I don't know what it is. Somebody's piss jar.
Somebody's put a piss jar in there.
And inside of this jar is a portrait. And it's the girl from the van from earlier that shot herself. And then they turn it around, and on the back is a picture of a family, and that girl is in that picture.
So what's her story then?
Well,
did it really say anything?
I mean, we kind of find out toward the end. They kind of freak out. They're like, oh, so this is like connected. Who is this girl? Who is this family? Like, what was this sheriff doing? Like, they're kind of spooked. And Pepper and Morgan both are like, we need to leave Kemper's ass here. To just go, he's on his own.
If they can't find him, just leave and like maybe call for help to come back later once they find him. That's what I would have done. Instead of just looking for him, I would have just left.
I would be like Erin and Andy here, where they say no, we want to find him. I'm a No Child Left Behind kind of person, so I am.
If you see teeth and stuff flying around, I would have at least. Just
but
left.
like if you leave somebody and then something happens to him, then you're going to be guilty. We're back at the house with Leatherface, and he is getting his next Etsy order prepared. So we see him pulling Kemper up, got him by like a hook, and he's in a bathtub upside down. So he's pulling him up, and we don't get clarification on did the sledgehammer hit? Is that what killed him? Because we don't see.
I don't think he died.
Yes, he's dead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I thought I seen him breathing.
He's dead because we never see anything else happen to this man other than this scene.
That one blow killed him.
Apparently.
Hit him with a good force.
So as he's pulling him up, a little box falls out of Kemper's pocket, and it makes me sad because it was an engagement ring.
He's probably going to propose to her at the concert.
Yeah, and it makes it really sad. So now Aaron and Andy are back at the house, and that old man is out in the yard. How did he get down there? There's no wheelchair ramp.
Just steps.
How?
It don't show ramp.
How did he get down there? You can't go down steps in a wheelchair without somebody helping you.
I don't know how he did that.
Aaron walks up to him and she's talking. She's like distracting him. And Andy's like, I'm going to go in the house and look. So he goes in and he's snooping around and he's got like a tire iron in his hand. And he finds the kitchen. There is stuff hanging all on that ceiling, like pantyhose. I think there was like meat. There was just stuff hanging from the kitchen again, or from the ceiling.
I think meat was hanging too.
And you're keeping a clean house though.
Yeah, don't walk on the floors.
And we see, I would not walk on those floors, probably with even shoes on. Leatherface is watching him do this through a little hole in the wall. I just have a question. Why is this man, he's looking for his best friend, right? He's going in this house looking for a man. Why the fuck are you looking in the fridge?
I'm going to grab a bite to eat.
You're going to eat in that house?
You might have been hungry.
There's no way.
I would have stayed away from the fridge.
Well,
if the kitchen looked like that, I would not open that fridge.
Exactly. Why are you're looking for your friend? Why are you looking in the fridge? It's just I mean, if you knew about these people later on, you would understand.
Just wanted him a quick snack.
Anyway, he looks in the fridge. Kemper ain't in there. Surprise. And then he literally somehow knocks something off the top of the fridge and knocks it on top of himself. I don't know how he does that.
Every time.
And Erin hears that, so she takes off running into the house. Here's another thing. There's no wheelchair ramp, right? They're in the house. It has been a total of like 30 seconds. The wheelchair man's behind him.
He must have like more
inside the house
wheelchairs. He must have a wheelchair in the living room, in the kitchen.
No, it's outside. The same wheelchair. There's no wheelchair ramp. How is he getting up in there?
I don't know.
And this is not me being ableist because
some people can do it.
I don't know how.
But
especially a 70s wheelchair, how are you doing that?
He's old too. I mean, like
exactly. And he was like, "Oh, I need help getting back off the floor from the bathroom." But you can climb the steps 20 times.
It's that old man or something. Must be eating his Wheaties.
So this man gets pissed because Andy's in the house. Like he doesn't want men in his house for some reason. He's got them kind of cornered. Like he's at the front door facing them, and they're facing the front door, but they're up against a door, kind of arguing with them. And he starts taking his cane and slamming it onto the floor, and he's saying, "Bring it, boy." Like that's what he keeps saying. And Andy's like, "Bring what? Like what are you talking about?" And you can see that like when he's hitting the floor, that dust is falling into like a basement, you assume. The perfect intro for a killer. I love this intro. The door opens behind them and Leatherface raises up his chainsaw.
He's huge.
And he is a big old boy. We learn that he's hitting the floor because Leatherface is in the basement and he's telling him like, "Get up here."
Yeah, he's trying to give him a hint to get up here. Something's going on.
Like when he's saying "bring it, boy," he's meaning him. Like, bring the chainsaw, get up here.
And destroying the floor.
So then Andy and Leatherface have like this struggle with this tire iron and this chainsaw. And Erin just runs off. She just leaves him. And so Andy gets away from him, gets out of the house, and they have this Michael Myers moment in the sheet.
They love the sheets.
They kind of like they're running from each other, and then Leatherface kind of like sidelines him, or clotheslines him rather, and he ends up cutting Andy's leg clean off, and then he drags him back inside. And the whole entire time, that dog, that yappy ass dog, is just barking. I feel like that would be worse than getting my leg cut off, is listening to that yappy ass dog.
I would have kicked the dog.
I would have took my leg that just got cut off and slapped the dog with it. I'd have picked it right up off the ground and said, "Let me do this before you kill me."
I'm against animal abuse. But I would have at least wanted to shut the dog up.
Well, imagine you just got your leg cut off. You're in immense amount of pain, and there's just a yappy-ass, crusty white dog barking at you. No, I'm mad.
I would rather just die.
I'm overstimulated. I'm overwhelmed. This gives us a peek at the first of the movie, because as Leatherface is taking Andy down into the basement, Andy's is scratching at the walls, and we see his fingernails come off. And again, that makes me sick to my stomach, but also it's not very realistic because there's no blood. Did you notice that? There was no blood at all. It's just his fingernails just come off.
How did he scratch the wall?
He was
how did he scratch it hard enough to leave an indent? It was like concrete wall scratch mark. How did he do that?
Now we're back at the mill, and suddenly it's dark outside. By the way, it was daylight as the sheet thing was happening. Now it's pitch black dark outside. And Erin is like running back to the van and she's trying to turn it on. And then out of nowhere, there's no car that pulls up. There's nothing. The sheriff just shows up at the car door.
That's what I have in my notes.
Where is his car? How did he get there? How did we not see him? Like, whatever.
It shows him, wait, wasn't he taking Morgan back?
That's after.
Oh. Got my timeline messed up then.
He's like talking to him and she's trying to tell him like there's a guy with a chainsaw. He looks over into the car and he sees a roach. Not a bug, but paraphernalia.
Feel good roach.
And he sees it in the ashtray and he gets pissed about this roach. Like he literally didn't just grope a dead body and he's upset about a roach. So then God forbid somebody smoke a little pot.
Touching on a dead body.
He makes them get out of the van and lay on the ground because he's pissed about this. And we get another cut back to Leatherface in his Etsy shop. And he's got a water leak really bad. Like, I'm not kidding. It's bad. And I think the reason why he's acting this way is because he's got mold exposure. There's a lot of mold exposure. He's got black mold in that house from the water. And it's in his head. Like, he's got parasites in his brain that are making him act this way from mold.
I don't want to buy from his Etsy shop.
Please don't buy from it because you will get mold. It will smell like mold when you open the package. Now he's got Andy. And he hangs Andy up on a hook. He would love Dead by Daylight.
That's what I have in my notes. Dead by Daylight. A big fan.
I think that Dead by Daylight took inspiration from this movie.
They must have. Because they love hooks on this movie.
They do. They love a hook. They love a meat hook.
All the way through it.
So he hooks him up Dead by Daylight style. And then he takes a bunch of salt and shoves it up into Andy's leg wound. So he's packing it. And then we also see that he wraps it up like you would hamburger meat in like the brown bag.
A little bit of salt in the wound feels good, but I would imagine that pain.
That would fucking hurt.
That would hurt.
Really bad. Back at the mill. Again, this movie does a lot of back and forth.
That's one thing I don't like about it.
The sheriff is now making them lay on the ground. Erin keeps trying to tell him that there's a guy with a chainsaw. And then instead of like listening to her, he does not care what she's trying to say. And she's like, I can't find my boyfriend. And he's like, I think that your boyfriend killed that girl and now he's run off. Trying to tell him like, please listen to me. There's something bigger going on than this. And so he just shoots his gun on the ground at their heads. And then he picks Morgan up and says, tell me what happened to that girl. And Morgan's like, I already told you. And he's like, and now you're going to show me.
That would be a really bad situation.
We get another scene of Leatherface back at his sewing table. He's rushing his Etsy orders and he's making a new mask.
That's more like it.
Yeah, he's a mask maker on Etsy. It's Leatherface mask at Etsy.
I would buy it from him.
But he is making a new one and this mask looks familiar, but it's like not very, I guess it's clear who it is. Was it clear to you who it was?
Yeah. Since I've seen it.
It's Kemper.
I want it so bad.
It's Kemper's face. And he takes off his old mask, like the one he's been wearing the whole time. And he literally is the ghoul from Fallout.
He lost his nose to
he don't have a nose
exposure.
And he is just the ghoul. He just needs the hat and the trench coat and he's the ghoul.
He looks pretty badass though.
So now we're back at the mill. And the sheriff is making Morgan recreate what happened. I want to say, this actor, like I understand he's trying to portray that he's scared. The way his lip keeps quivering kills me. Did you notice that?
What, Morgan?
Yeah, whenever his lip is quivering, it's too much.
I was watching it just a minute ago while it's playing in the
background. It's too much. I don't like it.
He doing good though. I mean, he portrayed that part really well.
I don't like that. He gives Morgan the gun and says to show how she done it. He's like kind of bullying Morgan a little bit. And then Erin gets up and like distracts the cop. He's screaming at him. And then Morgan just suddenly turns the gun around on the sheriff and is like pointing it in his face. And Erin's like, please don't shoot him. And then Pepper's like, fucking shoot him. Morgan actually pulls the trigger and it just clicks. It's
pistol whipped it.
Yeah, he should have done something else.
You got two guys. And Andy wasn't there, was he?
No, Andy is indisposed at the moment. He's at Etsy order right now.
I would have pistol whipped his ass.
So then the sheriff literally just pulls another gun right back out on him and makes him get out of the van. And then we also see like a little clip of the sheriff taking the car keys. So now we get a scene of Andy, and he's been taking a little nap on that hook. And he wakes up from his nap, and he's trying to get himself off the hook, and he just can't. And
he's built his skill up to get off the hook. It was
he needs another card, he needs more blood points to get off the hook. But also, that water is getting worse.
Gotta level up, Andy.
his water leak is worse. The sheriff and Morgan are in the car, and the sheriff talking to Morgan, and he's like, what are you going to do with your Leonard Skinner tickets now, hotshot? And he's like, you can have them. And this pisses the sheriff off because he's like, are you trying to bribe me? So he hits him with the liquor bottle, knocks his teeth out, knocks his glasses off, and then he pulls his little radio out, and he's like, you need to get over to the mill. I think he says something like the Phillies are getting cold or like something like that.
Who do you call?
Well, we don't know yet, but he calls and he says you need to get over there. We're back with Aaron and Pepper, and since the sheriff has left them, they're in the van, and they notice that the keys are missing. Aaron all of a sudden can like hotwire, and she's hotwiring the van, and she also Pepper's like, how'd you learn how to do that? And she's like, I was in juvie, which is such a weird.
How do you learn how to hotwire in juvie?
I don't know. She also, we didn't mention it, but at the beginning of the movie, she picked a lock in the bathroom and said she had like older brothers. But now she says that it was because she was in juvie.
She can't get her story straight.
Yeah, she's a pathological liar. We're back at the house. Sheriff has got Morgan at the house, drags him out, and he starts like kicking him. And he's saying shit like, you shouldn't have messed with that little girl. So now we're like, okay, well, the sheriff is accusing them of hurting her, and it seems like personal to him.
Which makes no sense.
No, because he was groping her. Like, what do you mean? We're back with Pepper and Aaron again. And Aaron gets the van started and they take off and then randomly lose both of their tires.
How they lose a tire?
See, I'm wondering.
It makes no sense.
I'm wondering if the distraction to get them whenever they blew the horn, if somebody like loosened the bolts or something. Like, I don't know, because there's no clear.
Who could have done it though?
That's what I'm saying. There's no clear answer on it. Like, we don't really get any explanation. They just lose the tires off the van.
That boy, I'm not sure the boy would be stout enough to do it.
No,
the sheriff
Jedediah
was gone,
wouldn't.
wasn't he? He was already out there.
Yeah, it really just doesn't make sense. Like, how do you lose both of your tires just randomly? So then that happens, and then Leatherface starts busting out their back windows.
I love that scene too.
Yeah,
cool.
And then he starts climbing on top of the van, and he puts the chainsaw down to the top of the van. Like, he's got a strong chain.
How do you get up there?
Well, honey, he jumped.
That big ass man can jump that high.
Yeah.
That is insane. He must have had a step ladder, a step stool or something.
What is that thing on Fallout that you drink and it makes you jump really high?
I can't even remember what it was.
Is that he took that potion. And also you can find that potion in his Etsy shop.
He had a little mini trampoline back there, and he jumped on the trampoline.
So then now Pepper jumps out of the car. Leatherface unfortunately gets her. This is our first on-screen chainsaw kill, but you really don't even like actually see him kill her all that much. Like, he just jams the chainsaw like through her back. There's not really like a whole lot going on there.
It didn't show it, did it?
It's very underwhelming for the first chainsaw kill. I feel like this is a very iconic scene. He's standing there. Aaron is looking at him through the headlights. He turns around and he looks at her, and he's wearing Kemper's face.
That's the best shot.
It is. But also her reaction is not
She didn't react
great.
Much, did she?
I'm sorry, but like, if I seen a man wearing your face, I'm probably killing myself.
She just...
Like, I'm going to have a worse reaction than that. That was crazy. I don't know.
She just brushed it off.
Yeah, she literally didn't even cry. Like, she just, I don't know.
She didn't even scream either, did she?
No, I think she covered her mouth. Her reaction was just not good. Now they're having a chase scene through the woods.
As always.
Yeah, we're in the woods a lot. We don't have no tick spray. We don't have no tape wrapped around the bottom of our pants to keep the ticks from getting in. We're just running.
I ain't running through no woods.
Listen, if somebody's chasing me and I have to keep running, just kill me. Just get me.
I would just lay there and say, kill me now.
I don't have the stamina for that. My lungs hurt. My lungs will be burning within 2 seconds. She's running through the woods and she ends up at a camper. Now, how did she find this camper and nobody found it before? She ends up there and she's banging on the door for help, and it takes forever for somebody to open the door.
Yeah, a little camper, and they can't hear somebody knocking on the door.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to let her in. I don't know. But there's 2 women inside there, and they are very strange. It's kind of giving the sisters from Coraline that live in the basement. Like, they're just very strange acting.
What's up with the basement stuff? This movie, it puts them in the basement on hooks. And then other movies, it's always something to do with the basement. Just like our Goosebumps.
Stay out of the basement.
Stay out of the basement situation. Because they go in the basement on here a lot too.
She goes into their camper, and she literally doesn't even tell them like what's going on. She just walks in and is just kind of standing there. And then she asks for a phone, and they say they don't have one. She says that he's going to kill all of them. She doesn't specify who. And the first lady, like the one that opened the door, not the actual first lady, fortunately, says, no, he's not. He knows better than to be messing around here. She says, everyone knows that poor sweet boy. And then the other lady in the camper starts agreeing with her.
Sweet
and is
boy,
like,
my ass.
He means no harm. He keeps to himself. And then they tell her that he has a skin disease. She's just kind of like confused. And she's listening to him, obviously a little bit, I'm assuming, in shock. And they keep trying to give her tea. And she like literally screams at him. She's like, I don't want any fucking tea. And then we hear a baby start crying. Must have been sleeping. And she woke it up.
That damn teapot whistling.
That didn't wake it up. Oh yeah, the teapot was going off, and she told him to stop it because he would hear it.
Yeah.
That didn't wake the baby up, but her screaming woke the baby up. And then the other lady is like, that wasn't a good idea. Like, starts shaking her head. And both of the women keep telling her to relax. Second lady, she's sitting in the chair. She is really smiley. Like, she is smiling the whole entire time. It's really creepy.
She knows what's up.
Erin is like looking around the camper, and she notices a picture. It is the picture from the jar of the family. And then she starts feeling really queasy. The room is kind of spinning to her. She hears a phone ring. And Erin starts stumbling around, and she goes into that back room, and she's like, I thought you didn't have a phone. Immediately, like, this woman is holding this baby. Erin just immediately accuses that woman of that baby not being hers. You don't know these people. Like, she started screaming. She's like, you stole her. You don't know those people.
Quick to assume.
I don't understand why she just automatically thinks that they stole a baby. And then she tries to run, and then she just kind of like knocks over. She falls down and passes out.
Melatonin in that tea.
But she didn't even drink the tea. Like, she had like one tiny sip of it.
That's probably strong enough.
So did they put they had the whole aisle of Benadryl? They must have
put the whole down. Yeah, they must put every bottle they had in there.
And it's very fast acting Benadryl. And that makes me wonder, did they have the tea prepared before she even got there? Because the kettle went off as soon as she went in the house. So they knew she was coming.
How, though?
It makes you think, how are all these people connected? How do they all know what's going on? She gets woke up, and the sheriff is pouring beer on her face. The wheelchair man is there, and the gas station cashier is in the house, too. And she's ironing some pants. And then we see that Jedediah comes to the window, and he's calling that cashier lady Grandma. And he's asking if he can come in the house. And she's like, no, you best stay out there with those dogs until you learn how to play by the rules. She's talking to Erin, and she's like, I know you're kind. Nothing but cruelty and ridicule for my boy. And we learn that Leatherface is her son.
So what? Do they target like young teenagers?
Just anybody that comes through there. We see Leatherface is leaning against the wall, and he's reacting to what they're saying, walking back and forth, kind of like soothing his own self. And then Jedediah is screaming at them to don't hurt Erin. Like, he's like, don't hurt her. And then the sheriff keeps calling the cashier Mama. And I love this part because Erin asks, like, what's wrong with you people? And the sheriff is like, there ain't nothing wrong with us. The cashier is like, Thomas Hewitt, come in here and get her. And then Leatherface comes and gets her. So we learn that Leatherface's name is Thomas Hewitt. They didn't keep the original Sawyer name with this remake. The original, they were Sawyers.
I didn't pay attention to that either.
So Leatherface throws her down them basement stairs.
Of course, to the basement. They go.
And I'm just going to tell you, his water leak is now a complete flood. Like, that whole entire basement is full of water.
It's going to be an expensive fix.
Like, they need to call FEMA at this point because they have extensive flood damage, and I don't understand what's happening. So she goes down there, and he doesn't go with her. Like, he throws her down there and leaves. Like, he doesn't go. So she's down there walking around, and she sees like teeth, fingers, severed hands. There's a body down there, and it looks like it's had water damage. Swampy. It's black, skeletonized. And then she sees Andy's hanging on the wall. So she's pulling out her Dead by Daylight cards, and she's going to go try to get him off that hook. And he's also playing the piano with his toes.
Yeah, plenty of time to practice the piano.
Yeah, he's Beethoven, but with toes. She's trying to get him off the hook, and it's only making it worse. So he's like, kill me, please. And she only tells him no one time. Okay? And then he's like, please. And then she just immediately is like, okay, I'll do it. Ask me too much, I'll do it.
I would have not even done it.
It took her. She's been waiting to kill him, though, because she declined once as like a formality.
Her nerves.
She was like, it's like whenever somebody offers you something to eat and you're like, no, I'm not really hungry. And then they're like, you can have it, but you know you wanted it. And then they offer it again. You're like, okay. In your mind, you're like, if they offer it one more time, I'll take it. That's what she was doing.
That would still have been hard to do. I mean, I'm not sure how close they were, but that'd be hard to do. Well, she should have helped him. She should at least try to get him off the hook.
Why didn't she climb on top of the piano and then pick him up?
She had it covered with blood. It's probably slippery.
But it's slippery because the water's leaking out of the damn ceiling. Also, I just realized that's probably that old man's piss that he was draining into the toilet. Because where's the water coming from?
Well, yeah, it could have been.
That's literally, that is their bath water and their piss. So she grabs a knife, and I want to make a comment about this because I feel like movies don't really do this well. Her fingernails were disgusting, but that's a good thing. Because she's been digging around in the dirt, she's been in the shed, she's been doing all this shit, and they had her fingernails looking good.
Sometimes they miss that too.
They do, and sometimes they didn't miss it
clean
on this. Exactly. She's been doing a lot, and her fingernails were disgusting. She stabs him in the stomach, and he immediately dies.
So he got his leg cut off, hanging from a hook, survived the mold exposure from all the water, but one knife stabbed to his stomach. He's dead. He's
been down there for 12 hours at least, breathing in black mold. And then she stabs him one single time. And he dies immediately. It's not even like a bleed out. Like he just dies and then she screams.
Of everything but one little stab to your stomach, you're dead.
I don't even know. And she stabbed him like, it wasn't like in his chest. And it wasn't like a very important area. It was just like in the middle of his stomach. It's not even.
It was a slow stab.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
I've seen people survive all that in movies and still survive. Chad from Scream gets stabbed like multiple times in 2 films, and he's still alive.
Well,
but he gets stabbed one time and he's dead.
That's not how it works in Leatherface territory. I also see that Leatherface is like watching this, and he's looking down through the floorboards. He's looking through the creaks of the floor. Also, they need better insulation in their house. Then there's dust falling. There's water. Like this house is a mess. But he's worried about it being clean.
But he was destroying the floor with his cane.
So now Erin is walking around. She's just completely accepted the fact that she just killed her friend, and now she's just walking around. And she sees that Morgan is in that same bathtub that Kemper was in, that we seen from earlier.
Did you see this scar on his back? On the hook? He had a big scar on his back.
I seen that he had blood on his back, but it
was like a wound. I don't know if they stabbed him with something or tried to hook him on the hook.
I didn't even pay attention to that. Yeah. Like I didn't process what it could be from.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I don't think I noticed the first time, but we're doing this.
I seen the blood, but I didn't think that it was from a hook, but that makes sense.
I think he hooked him.
But he's just sitting there.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the movie.
But it should be called...
And he don't use the chainsaw. He's hooking them.
The Texas Hook Massacre. She walks up and touches him, and he immediately just starts panicking, like screaming. And I don't know if it's because his glasses are gone and he can't see. Gets him out of the bathtub, and he like cannot walk. Like I don't know what they did to his legs, but he's having a time walking. And then Jedediah is down there, and Jedediah is like, come with me. Follow me. So now they're running. It's like in Scream 7 or whatever when they go in between the walls. Oh, it's like that.
Must be like a passage to get back and forth.
And so
they come out from the back somewhere too.
They're under there, and Leatherface is chasing them with that chainsaw. Also, I just want to note, I don't know when blue tinted flashlights were invented, but I don't think it was the 70s. But Jedediah has a blue flashlight lantern.
It's a fancy one too.
It's a fancy lantern, and this is supposed to be the 70s. He leads them to a ladder. Erin is trying to like take him with them, and he's like, no, like go on. Leatherface is like trying to get to him, and he bites Leatherface's hand. He tries to bite him, but he don't try to kill that little boy.
Don't try to hurt him.
No, he pushes him off of him. And now we get a shot that they're running through the mill. But I have a question. Because any other time, it took them 2 hours to get from that mill to that house, and now they're there instantly?
Yep.
How big was that tunnel underneath the house?
It didn't really show anything.
Like, it makes no sense to me.
Wasn't it like daytime and nighttime time they like got from one point to the next?
Yes.
When they were walking?
Yes.
And suddenly they just teleport.
Yeah, now they're walking through the mill, they pass like the van, and then all of a sudden now they're at an abandoned house. And they go in, and they've done all this running. Leatherface was under the ground. He had to walk back through the underground, go back up the steps, go through the house, and he's right behind them somehow. Yep. And they run, they see him coming, and they try to block the door with the couch. He has a chainsaw.
They didn't think that through.
How are you going to block it with a couch? So now they're running through this abandoned house, and they're not even trying to be quiet. They're not trying to they're literally stomping through there, crying, breathing hard. And she hides Morgan in a closet and then crawls through like a little hole in the wall. There's always a hole in the wall here.
Every time. I don't understand why they want to be quiet and they're trying to sneak around, but they're always making noise.
So then she's in the little hole and a bunch of rats start swarming her. It's all of a sudden it's Ratatouille.
It was one mouse.
It was one,
and then suddenly it was like...
Then it was 10.
Like 10.
And then she sees Leatherface through a door. He, by the way, has had a wardrobe change. Did you notice that?
I've seen his mask was different.
He only wore that Kemper mask whenever he killed them.
Yeah.
So whenever Aaron run off, he went home.
It switched masks.
But whenever she was in the camper, he went home and changed. Then he come back and got her. Okay, so now he's back in his original OG mask.
He had to ship that. He wanted to test that mask out before he shipped it out.
He had to test it before he shipped it. Yeah, it said this is worn one time, new with tags, worn once.
He had to save some money on it.
So anyway, she like knocks the mice off of her because they're crawling on her, and they make a noise. So he walks over, and then he just leaves, and she stands up. And he reaches through the wood somehow because her back is up against the wall, and he grabs her and drags her backwards. Whenever this happened, Morgan jumps out of the closet as like a distraction, and Leatherface throws her onto the ground and is going to kill her, but then Morgan hacks him. And that chainsaw, as she's laying on the ground, it is inches from her face.
It's a big chainsaw.
Like it's almost hitting her, and she gets up, and instead of like picking up the chainsaw and cutting him with it or something, she starts slapping him. Leatherface, again, would love Dead by Daylight. He loves hooking people because he picks Morgan up and hooks him by his handcuffs on the chandelier. That is a strong-ass chandelier in an abandoned house.
That would immediately fail. As old as that house was, structure. But it's Leatherface. Instead of using a chainsaw, he's got to hook him.
He's hooking him. So Aaron runs off, and now Leatherface is chasing her. And she runs through a barbed wire fence. And Leatherface gets caught up in that fence because when he tries to jump through it, and he ends up cutting his leg. And Aaron gets away. And as she's running away, she runs into a road. And she meets a car. And she like literally is like hitting their car pretty hard. And they just drive off from her. They're not going to help her. And then she hears a cow mooing. So she heads toward the sound. And she sees that meat packing company from earlier. And the lights are on like it's in production, like people are there. So she climbs over the rails and she ends up inside the packing plant. And somehow, as soon as she gets in there, Leatherface drops down behind her.
He cut his leg. How did he get there so fast? Leg.
Exactly. He was right behind her.
He's doing that Myers teleporting. He learned from the best.
He starts chasing her and she keeps running into meat hooks. She runs into like the freezer part and she hides inside of one of the animal carcasses. Like he couldn't see her feet hanging out of the bottom of it because it doesn't go all the way to the floor.
It's kind of smart though.
But he could see her feet if he would just look down.
He probably wouldn't look. I feel like he's tall enough to probably not pay attention to her feet. It was a smart move.
Apparently, another little fun fact is that I think Jessica Biel was either a vegan or a vegetarian, one of the two. And this upset her during filming because that was real. That was real animal carcasses. And she was like, I don't like this.
I would have never done that either.
And they made her get in there. So anyway, he can't find her. So he starts pulling on the strings to like move the meat things forward. And she starts screaming.
How do you know she was in there?
And he just instantly finds her. Like she screams one time and he finds her.
Yep.
And so he turns on the sprinklers. This man loves a water drip. Like he wants water to be dripping. I think he likes the sound of it. It's like his soothing, his white noise. He turns on the sprinklers and then she's running and she picks up a butcher's knife and we get that classic scene like where they pick up the knife and then they scrape it against the table.
Always.
We always get one of them.
Always.
I like them though. And when they're done correctly.
Oh yeah, if they do it correctly, it fits the part.
So she's like walking away and I have a note that says maybe he wants the water so that he can hear them when they're running away. Because you can hear them splashing.
That's possible too. I didn't think about that.
But that's the only thing I can think of unless he just finds comfort in water somehow.
I mean, look at his house.
He needs water so he can clean.
Must be used to it.
She's hiding inside of like a locker, like employee lockers. And he walks past and he's like leaving the room, but she yells for him. And so he starts opening these lockers and then he gets in front of her locker, but his back is to her. And he thinks that she's in that locker in front of him. So he like opens it, but it's a pig at the bottom of the locker. And she takes this opportunity to jump out of the locker and she cuts his arm off with that butcher knife.
How did that pig get in the locker in the first place?
I think she put it there.
Oh.
We don't see it, but we can only assume because it was directly in front of her. And like, how else would it have got in there?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And also, when she's cutting him, that chainsaw is just flopping around on the ground because his arm is like still holding it.
Did not cut his leg off or anything.
I don't know. He must have jerked it back up too fast. I don't know. But
See, that's what I thought. I thought that chainsaw did cut his leg off. When his arm got cut off, I thought when it fell on the ground, it cut his leg off too.
No, it just gave him like a cut.
Oh.
In any other reality, it would have cut his leg off, I'm sure.
There's one movie, pretty sure it might be one of them, where his leg does get cut off.
Are you sure you're not thinking about Andy?
No, I don't think so. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure one of them, his leg gets cut off.
Takes this opportunity to run out of the meatpacking place, and it is raining suddenly. It's like storming outside. Again, they love water dripping. They love the rain.
This movie has had water dripping or raining the whole time.
If people know me and you in real life, then they would know how bad a water leak is triggering.
Yes.
To
definitely.
us.
Yes.
So this movie really was a slap in the face to our past experiences.
But how did it go from it was sunshine the first,
then it was
and
dark.
suddenly starts raining?
It was dark. Then it was raining.
Yeah.
We see that Leatherface is just left laying on the ground, bleeding out, and he's like screaming, like he's tore all to pieces.
He got his hand cut off. So how's he gonna run his Etsy shop now?
Them orders are gonna have to go out one way or the other. They're gonna shut his shop down. He's gonna get bad stars.
He's gonna get flagged.
A lot of refunds are gonna be
bad customer service, Leatherface.
So now Aaron runs into a semi-truck driver, and I'm assuming this was the position that Gunnar Hansen was offered, that he declined.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have, but maybe they weren't going to pay enough. Maybe he just didn't want to do a remake. Who knows? He puts her into his truck and drives off. And I like whenever movies do this. We got like a mirror from the start of the movie. They picked up the girl as the hitchhiker.
Oh, yeah,
now Erin is getting picked up as a hitchhiker, and she's acting the same way that girl did. So you're kind of like, what did that girl go through before she ended up here?
I expected a truck driver to be part of it.
Yeah.
But I was wrong.
And so they're headed back toward that gas station from the start of the movie that the little old lady cashier worked in. Erin literally acts the same way that the other girl did. People are so traumatized by seeing this gas station or seeing this meatpacking plant that they have to react in a way that's like, I can't explain to you that I don't want to, why I don't want to go back there because it's too long, but I can just react emotionally to tell you not to go back there. Semi-truck driver, he says, I don't know what your problem is, but I'm not dealing with it. And he stops at the gas station and he gets out. The sheriff's car is there at this gas station.
I wonder if he was really the sheriff, or did he kill a sheriff? If he killed a sheriff that come through and he is impersonating to be the sheriff.
Okay, so in the sequel to this in 2006, you learn that is the case.
So is that what
you don't learn that here in this movie, but in the sequel, he did. And then, yeah, it was all that. And then he did kill a cop. Or there was a dead cop. Something happened. He took the outfit and the car.
So that makes sense then.
Yes,
so this movie kind of leaves you guessing certain things.
Yeah, it kind of makes you think he is the police and it's just a corrupt little town. But the sequel, that did happen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Have you ever even seen the sequel?
I don't think I did.
Well, maybe we'll do that one in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we can try that. I don't know if I did watch a sequel.
I seen it in theaters whenever it come out. But I've not seen it since then. That was 2006. So that's been 20 years ago.
Was it the one where he is a normal person at first? He was working. It showed him working and stuff. He had long black hair.
He worked at the meatpacking plant. I'm pretty positive.
It showed him as a normal.
And then they were like.
Then he started.
Somebody accused him of doing something, or
yeah, I think
something happened, and they kind of outcasted the family, and then they started killing.
I did see it, but it's
something like that. Again, it's been 20 years. I don't know. So anyway, the truck driver gets out of the truck and goes into the gas station, and Aaron also gets out of the truck too and starts looking in the windows of the gas station. That's when we see that the sheriff, cashier for the gas station, the creepy camper lady that opened the door, and the baby are all in that gas station.
And they're part of it.
And they're playing with that baby. They're like, got it in a little high chair. And so the man comes up and he's talking to him. He's like, hey, I got a girl in my car. She's like freaking out. They walk off and all of them leave that baby in the gas station. And we get a shot of just the door opening and closing, like the little bell on the door.
Why would they even leave the baby behind for?
Well, they don't know. They don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
They don't think anybody's going to do anything. So now we get a shot of the sheriff. He's walking towards the truck. And we see in another shot that the baby is now missing. The baby's not in the high chair anymore. And we see Erin in a car trying to hotwire it. We don't know which car. We don't know if she's in the truck. It's implied that she's in the truck because we keep getting these shots between the sheriff walking and Erin hotwiring, and Erin looks really nervous. She keeps looking up at the windows. We think that like the sheriff's about to find her whenever he opens the truck door, but nothing's there. Like the suspense of is he going to get her?
Makes you think that she's like in the truck, like trying to rush, and he's walking to her, like that she's going to find him.
Yeah, it's a really good suspense build up.
He's going to find her.
He opens the truck door. She's not in there. And then he's kind of confused, and then he looks to his right, and Erin runs him over in his own cop car.
That's what he deserves.
And then she backs up and runs his ass over again, and then hits him again. And it's implied that he dies.
It doesn't say nothing.
It doesn't say, but he's not moving after that second hit. And I also really like this scene is there's blood all over the windshield, and it's trying to show you Erin, but the windshield wipers turn on and wipe the blood away, and then her face shows. I really like that.
I hope he died because he deserves it.
And literally, as she's hitting him, she's screaming and crying and carrying on. She's acting a fool as this is happening. It pans over, the camera does, to see that baby's in the passenger seat. And it's smiling. It's happy. It's laughing. So you mean to tell me that her screaming in the camper made it cry, but now all of a sudden it's perfectly fine? I would be I'd be scared to death if this woman I didn't know was just screaming in my face and there was blood all over the place. Like patting and rubbing on the baby. She's kind of distracted as she's driving. And then we get our last, honestly, it's really not even our last jump scare, but Leatherface comes out of nowhere and he scrapes the side of the car with his chainsaw. He's got it in one hand and how did he start it?
That's what I'm understanding.
It was left running.
His leg was cut. It's missing a hand.
Let me take that back.
And how did he get there?
He was.
How do you know where she's at?
The chainsaw was left running whenever she cut it off, his arm off. So maybe it didn't turn off, but also with gas prices the way that they are, how does he afford the gas in that motherfucker?
I don't. Well, yeah, it could have kept going.
I don't think it would have ran that long. He had to have had a full tank of gas in it.
Must have put a lot of gas in it.
And we never see him refill it. We never see him refill his chainsaw.
He didn't use it, but like
he used it
5 minutes the whole time this all went on. Too busy with meat hooks.
We go back to like the found footage by the police. And this is, again, it's 2 days later from this whole thing that played out with Erin. So the 20th. And they're walking around this basement and they hear like a roar, this weird sound. And then out comes Leatherface. We get that very classic, famous shot of Leatherface that if you know about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you've seen this picture. It's the side of his face. It's kind of motion blurred.
It was awesome too.
It's an awesome picture. I love that picture. And it says this is the only known photograph of Thomas Hewitt, better known as Leatherface. And then it says that the police were killed because the crime scene wasn't secured the first time they found the bodies. And I'm assuming the body would be Andy's body.
Hanging from his hook.
The crime scene wasn't secured. So the thing, my first thought, and that's the end of the movie, by the way.
They recovered Andy's body, but what about Kemper?
They never said. They said there was 4 victims. It happened to 5 people, but they didn't specify like anything else. They just said this is where victim number 1 was found, and it was in the basement.
He had it hooked on a chain upside down, so it had to been down there too.
Well, Erin also didn't see it.
Oh yeah.
There was a whole ass man's head down there. There was also a skeletonized body down there. So there was more than just... Andy. That's crazy that they're like, this happened to only 5 people, but it was like a whole group. One of my first thoughts was, how did Leatherface not bleed out whenever she cut his arm off? But then I remembered he knows how to pack a wound.
Yeah.
With the salt. So
he was in the butcher's shop. So
yeah.
Must have been some like wraps or something.
So he probably shoved his own self up with salt and then kept carrying on. And also, how does he kill 2 police officers who have guns? He's only got 1 arm. And you mean to tell me that you've been in that crusty basement for now 2 days and you ain't took that mask off?
So made a new one at his Etsy shop. How he managed to survive that.
I wonder if the
his leg
police
cut
were
off,
in his Etsy
his leg
shop.
halfway cut, probably a big wound in his leg, and his hands cut off.
Her hands were cut off. Her feet were cut off.
He's a brute. I'm not a huge fan of him though, but
I am.
He's got the strength.
My favorite. I'm gonna say my favorite slasher would have to be John Kramer, and I am calling him a slasher. But then I can't choose between Ghostface and Leatherface.
I like Leatherface.
He's in my top 5 for sure.
He's not my top pick.
It's just because if Leatherface started to chase me, I would give up. I'm not running. You're just getting me. I'm not playing your little games. Just kill me because I don't have the stamina for this. My lungs hurt. And number 2, I'm scared to death of those loud noises. So,
and he's gonna kill you with his chainsaw. He'll just pick you up, take you to the basement, and put you on a hook.
Yeah, see that.
Play some Dead by Daylight.
That hurts too. I couldn't imagine getting hooked.
I would have just laid down, and let him kill me.
Screw that. I'm not getting chased. Just get it over with because you're gonna do it anyway. I'm not fast enough. I'm not strong enough.
Just take me.
I would not be a final girl. I'd be the first girl. Since our name is Horror Fever, if this movie had a temperature, what would you give it? Would it be 98.7, the base temperature, or would you give it like 108? Is like you're having a seizure.
I don't know. I would give it at least
fever rating.
Maybe a 95.
Under level. You're dying at 90. If your temperature's 95 degrees, you're sick.
It was good though. Out of 100?
No, out of 108. Like if you have a fever of 101, you got a fever. Normal temperature?
I would give it a normal body temperature. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the greatest. It was good.
So you're just going to give it a 98, 99?
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely give it a 98. A normal rating for that, yeah. It was good. Okay, well,
my favorite rating would be like 100.5.
You liked it that much?
I love this movie. Like, I like the southern grittiness of it. I don't know. I like that it doesn't make sense. I like that the characters have a tiny bit of, like, personal inner turmoil, like, oh, Aaron wants to get engaged, but he was going to propose to her, but now he's dead. It kind of pulls at your heartstrings a little bit.
I liked it, but I just didn't enjoy the flopping back and forth from one scene to another. They ran to this house, turned around, they were back at the mill, and then they were back.
I mean, that is aggravating.
Abandoned. I don't like that. I just do it all at once. Show me what's going on and go on with it.
That is aggravating, but
they could have done it better. In my opinion, they could have done a lot better.
What do you compare this to the 3D one? Because that one was fucking terrible.
I don't remember the 3D one.
Okay, well, we're going to do that one eventually because that one was wild.
All I remember is the scene where she's like, get him cuz or whatever.
Yeah, that's stupid. That is so cringe.
Kills that guy. We're definitely doing more of them. Maybe not soon, but it would be.
No, I definitely want to do a different movie series, and then we can visit this one later if anybody requests it.
Yeah, we'll come back to this one.
Okay, well, if you guys have any other suggestions for a horror movie you want us to recap and review, you can leave us a comment, or you can, literally any social medias that we have, you can just message and tell us, hey, review this one.
Doesn't have to be a slasher. It can be any horror movie.
As long as it is labeled under horror or even thriller, I'm fine with that. I don't really like normal movies, but also we will do like black comedy. Like we're going to do scary movies eventually, like the Scary Movie franchise. Like we're going to do that eventually.
As long as it's labeled horror, I'm okay with it.
Even if it's like a stupid horror, like we were going to do Return of the Living Dead. Is that what it's called? The one that was around the 4th of July?
Yes.
We were going to do that one for 4th of July, but we ran out of time. And our work schedule has been really crazy the past couple weeks.
Unfortunately.
So we didn't have time to do that. But any movie like that, as long as it's horror, we will do any of those. Because
it won't have to be that, technically. I mean, if it's a paranormal, I know some people like the paranormal.
Well, I consider that horror myself.
Yeah, I do too. But just let us know what you think. If you like, we're going to do more horror movie recaps and less scary stories. Probably won't even do any more scary stories for a while. So I think I enjoy the recaps more.
Yeah, let us know what you guys prefer, because I personally don't really like doing the stories all that much.
We are doing more Goosebumps. We do have a lot of episodes to do for Goosebumps.
And let us know what your opinion is of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. If you love it as much as I do, or if you hate it as much as Mikey does.
I didn't really hate it, but it was good to watch. I don't plan on watching it anytime soon again.
What will we have to watch it again for?
Hopefully never.
Hopefully never.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You said I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it that bad. And then you're like, I never want to see it again.
I'm not going to say, hey, let's just randomly say, let's watch the Texas Chainsaw
Well, now
Massacre
I will,
again.
because I love this.
Maybe for like an episode, like if we have to do something with it, yeah. As far as just sitting and watching it, just to be watching it, no, probably not.
But one of our next movies is going to be Wrong Turn and Hostel, and we were going to do Cabin Fever, but
yeah, that was our first
one. We chose this one first. Yeah. Okay, if you're listening on Spotify, make sure to please leave us a review, a rating, I mean.
Any rating, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
No.
Yes, it does.
Well, not a 1.
Please
if
don't leave
it's a 1, that's going to definitely make us feel bad.
That's going to make me sad and I'll cry.
But honesty works.
And honestly, if you're going to listen long enough to give a review and then you're going to leave a 1 star, why are you still listening?
Bad. If you give us a 1 star, you suck.
Don't
give us something cool.
Yeah, you suck, boo, tomato, tomato. And make sure you're following us on all social medias. We have pretty much everything. It's either Horror Fever or Horror Fever Podcast. And then just look for the green sticker. Also going to start doing little like vlog style videos and stuff. Horror related. Horror and Halloween related, of course. Not just like, random shit. But
and we're going to do videos.
Yeah, and then hopefully within the next month or 2 we'll be doing an actual video podcast. So
yeah, I want to do video.
Okay, that is all from us today. And we will see you hopefully next week.
Until then, goodbye.
Love you, bye.